This is what Meghan's Sizzler salad letter didn't say. She went to $16,000 a year private school after her father won the lottery. She's not a politician but was acting like she wants to be a mom with 3 nannies helped with childcare. Meghan Markle's claims she lived on $5 Sizzler salad as a child and her family was poor is a world away from the $14 million LA mansion she lives in with Prince Harry and their 2 children, having built up a $100 million-plus fortune over the past 2 years. Critics have also questioned one of the most astonishing parts of her letter, that she suggests her family were impoverished but fails to mention her father was an Emmy Award-winning lighting director and she was educated at private school from kindergarten, including the $16,000 a year private Immaculate Heart High School, all paid for by Thomas Markle's salary and his state lottery win. Royal commentator, Richard Fitzwilliams, told Mail Online, using the example of the $5 salad bar and how she had to struggle in the past as an attempt to link with the way so many families struggle to pay their bills. Aspiring politicians use these sort of examples and it remains to be seen, since she was privately educated and her father was one of Hollywood's top lighting directors, whether the audience she seeks are impressed by her account of how she had to struggle. She and her father are estranged as she is at the moment from the royal family. The issue she highlights is undoubtedly an important one, but many will sense a ruthless streak in her behavior which needs moderating if she were ever to seek election. The Duchess of Sussex says she ate cheap salads and worked selling frozen yogurt as a 13-year-old, but all the while she was being educated in exclusive LA schools, including one whose alumni included Elizabeth Taylor and Julie Garland, all paid for by her now estranged father Thomas. And in one of the most astonishing parts of her letter, she suggests her family were impoverished but does not mention her father was an Emmy Award-winning lighting director and she was educated at private school. She says, "I grew up on the $4.99 salad bar at Sizzler. It may have cost less back then, to be honest, I can't remember, but what I do remember was the feeling. I knew how hard my parents worked to afford this because even at $5, eating out was something special, and I felt lucky. And as a Girl Scout, when my troop would go to dinner for a big celebration, it was back to that same salad bar or the old spaghetti factory, because that's what those families could afford. I waited tables, babysat, and piecemeal jobs together to cover odds and ends," Meghan writes. "I worked all my life and saved when and where I could, but even that was a luxury, because usually it was about making ends meet and having enough to pay my rent and put gas in my car." But critics have also pointed out that Meghan was raised in middle-class comfort in the suburb of Woodland Hills in a home Thomas Markle, an Emmy Award-winning lighting director, bought shortly before Meghan was born in 1981. Meghan has enjoyed a close bond with her father in the past and owed much to the money he earned in Hollywood to her world-class education. He sent her to Hollywood's private Little Red Schoolhouse, whose old students include Elizabeth Taylor and Judy Garland, where staff feed students 6 different types of organic vegetables from the school garden each week. When Meghan was 9, he won $750,000 in a lottery and the money helped send Meghan to the $16,000 a year Immaculate Heart Catholic School, one of LA's finest. Every day after school she would visit her father on the set of Married with Children, where he worked as a lighting director and was believed to earn $200,000 a year. After their lavish royal wedding and having their first child, Archie, the couple quit as frontline royals and emigrated before having baby Lilibet. They have signed $100 million of deals with Netflix and Spotify. Experts have predicted they are on the way to building a $1 billion brand in the US. Thomas Markle this week suggested the Sussexes were only worried about cash. He said, "Well, money isn't everything, but the book he's writing should be not finding freedom, it should be finding money, that's all they seem to care about right now." Finding Freedom is the biography of Harry and Meghan by Omid Scobie and Carolyn Durand, released in August 2020. It was then announced this July that Harry will be writing a new book which explores his adventures, losses, and life lessons. Harry's coming out with a book and that can't be anything but cruel and to insult his grandmother the Queen. It's a ridiculous idea. And it's just something for money, that's all they're doing, everything they're doing is for money. But to do that to your grandmother and the Queen, who is 95 years old, is shameful. Meghan insists that the letter was as an American and mom, not a politician. She writes, "I'm not an elected official, and I'm not a politician. I am, like many, an engaged citizen and a parent." But experts have long predicted she will pursue a career in politics after a series of interventions this year. This year Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were accused of violating the terms of the Megxit deal the couple have with the Queen after repeatedly urging Americans to vote, an unprecedented situation for royals. Their comments were said to have further bruised relations with Harry's family, with sources claiming that senior courtiers are discussing how to further distance London royals from the couple. Buckingham Palace was forced to distance itself from Harry's remarks by saying that the Duke is not a working member of the royal family and describing his comments as made in a personal capacity. The couple rely on Meghan's mother Doria and friends for childcare help, but also reportedly get help from outside from time to time. The Sussexes do have nannies to call on when their schedules get crazed, but they're still extremely hands-on and try to keep the hired help to a minimum for the most part, an insider told US Weekly this month. It's been easier for them with Lily in many ways, even though it's twice the work, technically, because they've been able to use a lot of the techniques they learned with Archie and take care of things like feeding or bathing without too much fuss. Royal expert Angela Levin claims that this because Meghan might want some of the glory for herself. The truth is that the bill about parental leave is on its way to being confirmed and could be hijacked by Meghan's belief it was largely due to her. In addition, if she was writing a profession letter, what on earth is she getting all cozy and intimate by stating the letter is also on behalf of Archie and Lily? Notice she is not calling her Lilibet, the Queen's nickname, and Harry.